Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome back to the episode one, the episode past the tutorial episode, of course, of Star Renegades Normal to Entropy 5. And today we're going to be going through Menku. Menku's pretty easy planet on pretty much all low difficulties. That makes our life pretty easy, but as we get to these later ones, it will be the difficulty will ramp up rather quickly. So we hopefully will be able to get the right resources we can on Menku to be able to get past all the things that we need to. So the game is going to be introducing actually right here our first lieutenant, which all kind of have like different, strengths and weaknesses. So this guy, he's immune to flurry attacks. He's enraged when hit with concussion damage, and he's weak to like normals and heavies, which are very common. So this is a pretty pathetic trooper, but so hopefully we go through him like butter. But stranger things have happened to me. I definitely have gotten bopped by some random fights before. I don't know if I've ever been taken out by the first fight though. So we're going to collect our first two team members here, which we're going to get Arkin. I'm not sure which it is. And the other one we're going to pick up is Saboteur. We're obviously forced to take these guys, and then we can really get on to the real journey at hand. So, what we need to do on this kind of first patch of land here is to figure out which way we're going to take. This is one of the sections of the game which acts like a one-way kind of road, and you have to figure out which way to take. So there's equipment here, there's shields here, DNA there, and credits there. So we either get the DNA plus shields or the equipment plus credits. The shields and equipment are very tempting on this lower difficulty. Equipment's basically good on all difficulties. Higher difficulties will always be aiming for it. Lower difficulties, though, like everything's good. I think we'll just go for the equipment, though. We'll see what we get. I think that's a little bit more fun than getting big number on shield. So let's see what we got going on here. And I can talk a little bit about our initial starting party here as we get into this first fight. So let's see here. We have auto fire, shield steal. So we're going to use Archon here. Archon basically has the same turn every turn. I can either restore shields or do some AoE stagger, plus a tiny bit of damage. It's not really enough damage to call it like a lot of damage at all. But sometimes it can open up the situation where the extra stagger lets another character hit hard. And let's see what we can line up here. I don't think we can get cleave in at a time, no. What's the crit bonus on this? It's like 10 seconds, stagger, 8 damage. That might actually be worth it to take that. But let's see if the slash kills. No, but the cleave will kill. Okay, so this is an interesting situation already, where I'm just going to take a crit for almost no good reason. Let's see, I think I'll take a little bit of damage off that. Is that fine? Not certain. The other option is to go for the guy going for shield steal. How much does that auto fire do? So he does 50. So both of these options hit pretty close to equally hard. I could go for a break as well. Let's see, that'll push him into 45 seconds. Plus a 20 on there. Yeah, okay, that'll do plenty. So yeah, we'll just go for the break. There's going to be a lot of situations where it's just, do I go for the break? Oh, of course I should. I'm being silly. But I really want to avoid health damage. Health damage has a lot of implications. Those implications being, oh poop, I'm going to take health damage. As shields regenerate at the end of every fight, I'm in a situation where if I do take health damage, I can't really get that damage back in any way. Okay, so distribute shields, this is a pretty bad attack. Discharge is the only thing he can do offensively, so we'll keep doing that. Do we either slash or straight shot him? Let's see here. Really have the same effect, so we'll just slash. And then I don't really want him to get that off, so I'm just going to blitz him. So that way I can delay him from distributing shields and get more crits in next turn. And this last turn should be a fast cleanup. So this enemy here that we just took out is called a shield bot. They're pretty annoying as they siphon a lot of shields from you. They're very good at getting you down to just your health. They become really terrifying on higher difficulties, actually, to a point where they're almost always worth focusing down first if you can. And when they take them out, it's the reason why they're so annoying is because they also restore the shields to their allies after they die. Let's see what we got going on here. Just a couple laser blasts. Okay, we can deal with that. That's pretty easy. See, I don't think either of these hit hard enough for me to really care, so I might just hit them. Yeah, that should set up for an easy AoE next turn instead of going for a break there. Okay, so now that we've kind of like worked out, you know, what Archon is, right? Well, let's talk real quick about Valkyrie, because Valkyrie is a little bit different. She has really only 2 melee attacks to work with at the start. She has Slash and Cleave. Cleave is a great single target damage attack. It's probably one of the stronger ones in the game. And Slash is still actually really powerful. A lot of characters have a hard time even comparing to Slash. This is a very high damage character despite the fact that she sits in the front row. She offers a lot of health and shields and armor as well. Actually, her shields are a little bit suspect at 60, but 200 health, 15 armor is really good. And luckily for us, she's able to take a lot of punishment on pretty much any difficulty. That's what we're going to be relying on her to do. So long as Saboteur can line up for big hits for her a lot, we can also enjoy being able to get a lot of these cleaves in as well. We'll talk about Saboteur in the next fight. All right, we do have our first level up, and I'm pretty sure I want to give it to Saboteur. These other two, so you get your first Fury-based skill at level 2. For every character, it works that way. And I think out of the 3 of these are all not that great. My options are basically to give Valkyrie a level up so that she can get a stronger Slash and Cleave. I can get Archon here a level up for a stronger Bestow Shields. Or I can give the Saboteur here for this skill that actually is much more useful compared to Battlecry and Titan Strength, as it's much cheaper. It gives me a stun. Very effective way at dealing with certain turns, and it will improve his straight shot as well, so I think I'll do that. Okay, so we have our first piece of equipment here. What do we find? So there is a common blaster, a common sword, and some uncommon gauntlets. All 3 of these are actually pretty decent. Irradiated is plus 25 damage versus health, which is great. I think I'll take the gauntlets. They'll give me irradiated. Is it irradiated 3? Irradiated, yeah, it's irradiated 3. That's pretty good. That will give me a way for Archon to really help deal damage. And I can look out for better items for my other 2 characters. Though I could take the blaster and equip it now. I think this is a better long-term investment, especially on this team. This team's very good at upgrading because they're all very cheap to upgrade at base 5, 6, and 6. Most teams are like, once you have a good team, are like base 8 or 7. And that gets exponentially higher as you upgrade them more. All right, let's go into our first Lieutenant fight here. It's only got a shield bot with them, so we'll probably go for the shield bot first. Shield bots are usually much frailer than whatever the Lieutenant's going to be for certain. And yeah, that's exactly that way. Let's see here. I think I'm just going to try to break the shield bot so I don't have to deal with them that much this turn. And then hopefully we can take him out next turn before he gets his shield steal off. We'll just have to let the commander do his attack. Luckily, he doesn't have any extra secondary effects to put on us. It's just some damage, so that's going to work out pretty well for us. All right, what do we have coming up next? Concussion. Ugh. Reduce damage. Ooh, that actually makes this a little more stinky. Yeah, that does not quite kill. So we'll go with a Bestow Shields here. Normally, I'd use this AoE to take out his friend, but unfortunately, what is he at? He's at like 13 HP, and my discharge does 11 damage right now because of minus 15% damage. That is oddly specific. So what I'm going to go for here is I'm going to let Noto take out the shield bot. I'm going to defend with my Valkyrie. Or actually, no. Because he's in Overwatch and he's just making sure no one attacks his friend, I'm just going to cleave our friend here while bestowing shields on my Valkyrie. So yeah, there's the shield bot restoring shields as he goes down. And luckily this Overwatch is on nothing now, and we can just hit him freely for this turn. We'll have to see what he does next turn. It'll probably just be another fire. Yes. So this number next to his face here in the timeline up here, that means how many times we can stagger him. He needs over 30 seconds of stagger. I only have one move that does that right now, so I may as well just go for it. As we get later in the game, hopefully we'll have more characters that can provide more than 30 seconds of stun, but that's usually how it is early game. Only one person really can provide the amount of stagger needed for a one stagger target. And yeah, we should be able to get rid of him pretty quickly here. So, that's our first lieutenant. Congratulations, us. Obviously, it was not that tense of a fight, but they'll get worse as we go on. And let's see what we got here. I think I'm definitely going to take this blaster. Even though Irradiated Blaster sounds really good, I don't want to run into a random enemy that just resists laser, because there are enemies that do that, and we would be kind of up the creek without a paddle. So I'm just going to take the extra 12% damage. The other option is like a Irradiated Sword, which it's definitely just worse than this blaster, so we're just going to take this one instead. What do we have here that we can take? I think I'm going to... So as you level up, you also get these kind of like card-looking things. These are used for camping. We're going to go to camping in here in a second. And since I get another card before I go camping, I'm going to pick it up right now. And now we'll hit the objective, and it will set us into the first camp. Okay, so there's a few things I want to do on this trip. You'll notice that there's characters with 3 hearts above their heads, and then there's characters with 4 hearts above their heads. When you get characters with 4 hearts total, you'll gain an extra character, and that is very strong, because most of the characters you unlock are generally, not always, but generally better than the characters you have. So that's just what we're going to go for here. And who do I... And the other thing I'm going to go for here is I'm going to try to raise the relationship between my Archon and my Saboteur. That will gain a pretty strong benefit for Archon for the rest of the run. And I think I'll just... Do I either go for the high relationship bonus card or do I go for the shield drain? I'll just take the shield drain. That's stronger for fights and I want to get through them faster. So let's see what I got for adversaries here. I have 2 Basilisk and 2 Trooper. That's not that bad. Hates AoE. That's pretty easy to deal with. Regenerates shields every round. That's okay. Defense versus staggers. Wow. I did not expect that off of like one of the first enemies to spawn. That's a very strong immunity. He has less health and less shields, which I honestly don't know how much of a difference that makes. It doesn't say the percentage. Enraged when Overwatch, that's absolutely ignorable. We do not have that. Defense versus heavies. Wow, these are some pretty surprisingly good guys. Defense versus combos. I don't have any combos yet. And defense versus armor damage. What does he have? Like 2 armor? Yeah, that's not really gonna help me. Enraged when hit. Oh my goodness, they have given us some really defense versus staggers too. Defense versus crits though is low on this guy, so that should make him a little bit easier to stomach. I am very surprised actually. I was expecting much weaker starting enemies, but sometimes, you know, you just roll into like, hey, I have plus pie damage, and you just don't have any pie defense, you know? I know that feeling. I see a pie and I just have to eat it. All right, so let's see what we have going on here. I'm going to try to take out all the commanders anyways, as nasty as they look. But this is because every time you take one out, they all are standing on some form of Imperium tech, which is those kind of loot crates that we can get. We really need those basically in every run. So you kind of need to map out your planned route through the area. And it looks like I'll be going up through the back here, past this enemy with this crate, and then making my way up towards the central area. And that will be that will be 3 there. That's 3 charges. That's 1 day. And there's another 3. That's the second day. And then the last day I can go for... Yeah, I can barely take out all the commanders if I really go for a very narrow route, but I won't be able to get the health if I need it. Won't be able to get the DNA. Definitely have to skip the food card and the shields. That's a pretty rough ask. If I skip this guy up here, I can go... There's no enemies in these quadrants down here. It's really what makes me want to avoid it. I need a lot of DNA early on in a world just so I can get my level ups. See, I definitely think I go around the back here. Then I go 1, 2, 3. Then I pick up this guy, and this guy. I'll have pretty good money though. I think I'm taking out like a turret and getting a loot crate. Or one crate that offers money basically. There's not much more beyond that here. So yeah, let's go. Let's just do that. Unfortunately, it's not the best spawn. You hope things are a little more compact than this, and this is like, it's not too bad, but there's definitely a lot of the higher value items are just off out of the way. Let's see here. I really don't want to deal with the shield steel guy. Can we take him out completely? Oh, good, good. So this is kind of the advantage of starting to get levels up and stuff. We can now start taking enemies out on our first turn. So there's our camping card where we get to steal shields. That's going to come in a lot of handy, just trying to take out shields at the start of fights. Especially on a character that does AoE. Archon is a character that really hates like how bad his damage is, so whenever you're in a situation where you can improve it just a little bit, it's definitely worth your time. So this here is Saboteur. I didn't get a chance to talk about him before. He starts with Blitz and Straight Shot. These are great attacks. These are amazing in all honesty. Straight Shot on its base level starts at like 25 damage. Very similar to Slash. 25 doesn't sound like a lot, but it's really good damage for the fact that it only takes 15 seconds to use it. He also has Blitz, which is just a 45-second stagger. I think there's like only one other character that starts with a 45-second stagger. So that makes him really effective in almost every combat situation. I pretty much love putting Saboteur on almost every team just because of how strong it is. We're going to get some more damage in here. So I think we only have a couple attacks that are fast enough to hit that guy in the back. I think we might have to use a blitz on him, actually. Yes, we will. That's interesting. So the nice thing about blitz is also that it's instantaneous. And I think I don't really have any other option here. Yeah. Just going to take him out. Archon damage failing us per usual, but we should be able to get through this pretty easily with a cleave that we set up with our Archon, so. Okay, we can get another level up. I'd like to get another one on Valkyrie, just to improve her damage numbers. Let's see what we have going on in this quadrant. Couple troopers. I hate troopers a lot. They start with no shields. Enemies with shields are usually easier to deal with on higher difficulties. And oh goodness, it seems I have taken the aggro of absolutely everybody onto my Archon. He's got the shields to take this turn, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Let's see what else I can do during this turn. Ooh, I can actually, I can get a lot of damage in on this guy in the back row here. This is usually what you want to do when an enemy uses a strong attack, just to punish them as hard as you can for it. It stops the attack from happening if you get the break, and more importantly, it's a good way just to like deal with those heavy hitting attacks, just getting rid of them so you don't have to deal with them. And these lighter attacks, it's fine. It's just, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there. That's fine. You really have to decide what you're going to take every turn. And, the enemy that's saying strong attack versus the enemy that's saying, attack is almost always the better target. So let's see what we got going on here. Not quite the kill, but that's fine. Ooh, cluster bomb. That's a nasty thing to deal with already. So I think I'll break the cluster bomb. We might be able to kill him next turn too. And then we'll take out this guy that we broke last turn. Let's see what we got going on here. Will this kill? It actually will kill. So this enemy here, what's he called? The Wyverns? I think these only appear on this planet, and they're pretty annoying when they do use Cluster Bomb. Other than that, they really aren't that bad. They can attack your back row, but hopefully you have a back row that can take a hit or two with you. Just going to take a straight shot here. I can take a Blitz here if I want to get more Fury, but I'm already at maximum Fury, so that doesn't matter. And I just want to end this fight as soon as possible. Oh, it looks like this is going to break anyways. If an enemy dies while it breaks, luckily you still get the bonus Fury. As you can see, it says +5 there. So that's pretty nice whenever you're in that situation where you can kill and break. Okay, 5 seconds of extra stagger versus burning damage, which is not very good, and burning damage, which is not very good. The effect of burning is just extra damage, as long as the enemy has their shields taken care of, or like you hit them directly for their health. It's not bad per se, but it's in a weird situation where like I generally just don't want it. So I'm just going to take the extra 5 seconds of stagger. I'm going to put that onto my Archon so that he can do more with his AoE. A lot of this is going to be like, what more can I get my guy who's not very good at attacking to do? So this is the third fight. All of my camping cards wear off by the third fight, and everything's attacking my Archon. That's so rude. Okay, what's everything going to do here? 35, 26, 30? Why do you guys do different amounts of damage? I don't care. I think I can take out that guy in the back. The advantage of them going for my support means that my front line is completely open just to hit them really hard. I like that idea. I really don't care about the damage they throw at my back row, as long as it's not health damage. I'm really just I'm not concerned, you know? It's just like, oh no. So long as I still have my shields to protect me, I'm not going to be too concerned. And it looks like I'll be able to get line up another kill. So I'm taking out the cluster bomb here. It's really obvious. I don't want to get taken an AoE for no reason. AoEs are just always worse. The best way to think about it is like this AoE, it's got 23 base power on 3 targets. That's like, what's that, like 60, 69, really? Oh my goodness, nice. Anyways, versus just 26 on 1 target. So it's almost always in a situation where you would prefer to make sure that you take as little damage as possible. The best way to think about it is that you're providing offense and using that offense to also provide defense. All right, what's he got? All right, I might just break him right away. Oh no, I don't need that much. Nope, I really don't need that much firepower, so let's just end this. Okay, we can take another level up here. And during the night, these credits will spawn because of the, I think it's like the metal detector. There's different innate passives you can get, each for your runs. And the metal detector is the one that spawns credits in DNA at the end of the day. It's my least favorite one, just because there's a lot of little backtracking to do. I'm not a huge fan of it. Let's see here. Oh, it's 5 extra stagger on light attacks. Oh, no. I was trying to figure out why that was only doing 10. Well, there's only one character with light attacks right now, so we'll fix that problem. Let's take another camp. So once again, I'm just going to do the same setup again. It's just like one of those things that you know where your cards want to go. If I was trying to if I was in a situation where I'm getting really pounded really hard, I'd take this shield defense card and throw it on my frontliner. But luckily, we're doing just fine, and so I'm going to go for more offense by handing that to my archer instead. Building more relationship, very important. Okay, let's see what we got going on this way. So this area is locked down. When an area is locked down, you can't go into it. Any areas with this red marker on it means that you can't go into it at the end of the day. If you do want to get rid of those, there's this box right here. If you just touch the box in the center of the map, you'll unlock those again. It comes up quite a bit more often than you think it does. A lot of times that you're looking to map a route to the center of the map, so you can just poke the box and get all the rewards. Let's see what we got going on here. Once again, just going to go for the shield bot. I think we can just get rid of him, so I'm just going to go for that. Even though I've got an auto fire coming at me, which is a very high damage attack, and a cannon blast coming at my back row. I would think more about avoiding those attacks on higher difficulties, but yeah, no, don't want to deal with the shield bot. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, goodness, still going for my back row. That's very rude of you. Will its cleave kill? It will indeed kill, so I'll take another hit on my front row. I'm just going to push this enemy back far enough so that I can take care of that cannon blast again. Even though my back row is completely fine, I just kind of have this natural intuition. If someone's going to take the damage, it's going to be my front row. Let's see what we can get a kill with here. Oh, good. Okay, let's see what we get. 30 credits, that's pretty good. Normally that's around 20 on the first world. And we're going to go up against our second lieutenant here. This guy, I believe... Ooh. Enraged when Overwatch. Yeah, this was the least impressive of the like 3. His team's not even that impressive either. Auto fire, strong blast. Let's see here. I think you can take that. I think we'll go after the auto fire. Actually, I don't want to deal with you anymore. I want to say goodbye to you. Okay, and there's a strong blast. We'll take... it's interesting. I don't know if I can quite take care of him here. See, it does 56. I have 52, so I will take a little bit of health damage. I'll break him this turn, and then we'll just defend next turn. I think that'll be the best way to go about it. Unfortunately, I think this cleave is too slow. It is. So yeah, we'll work down this second guy here, so that we can kill him easily next turn. And then that way I can block with my back row. Because it does not matter what this guy in the front goes for this turn. We're going to get rid of him. All right, how are we looking? Yeah, we're looking good. Oh, he goes through shields. What a guy. Okay, at this point, once you're down to just the lieutenant, it gets a lot easier. Well, if he reduces my damage, it gets a lot longer, not easier. Well, it's still easy, but you know what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna blitz him here just to push him as far back in the next turn as I can. And that way, when I go for cleave and things like that, I should be able to... Oh, he resists heavy. I forgot about that. I might just go for straight shot then, huh? Yeah, I'll just go for straight shot. We'll see if we can take him out next turn. This might be a little bit close. Well, I don't know. I don't feel like taking any hit right now, though. If I have to, I'll just use Fury for my stun. I've had this stun this entire time. I haven't needed to use it yet, so... He's going to be very close, though. I will say that much. All right, how close are we? Ooh, he's too... Yeah, nope, we're just going to stun him. Once an enemy gets low enough, they do also have a tendency to run away. At least the first world lieutenants do. So if he does choose to run, we can hopefully take care of him. Yep, there he goes. Should be enough damage now, though. Yeah, no problem. So we took a little bit of damage there, but we'll be okay. We have camping cards to restore health. Haven't had to use that function of them yet, but we will soon. Well, let's get our equipment first. I'm being silly. Let's see what we got here. We got extra damage, steals health. Ooh. Ooh, this is really good. And everything else is kind of bad. Like, burning 4 and plus 5 damage versus health, pretty good. But plus 16% on all attacks and steals health. Oof. That doesn't mean... It means I can't use those irradiated gauntlets, which I think I still want. But these are just... It's just the best item there. And the other things are not worth picking up, so we'll take that no matter what. Let's see here. We'll take this Preach card. Should make camping even better. We can get more camping cards in. And I'm going to, for the next fight, at least equip this item for healing. And then I might switch back to this item here for the irradiated debuff. Trading around items that steal health is always, like, useful to think about. Because there are situations where you just want to take health back. And that, you know, there's a few items that enable that and plenty of items that don't. gonna change the order I do things here to make sure I get the break. That will give me more fury. Okay, cluster bomb. Another one of those. Never a fan. Ooh. How hard is this hit? 27. Okay, yeah, he can take one of those. He has 30 shields at base, I believe. Yep. Plenty fine. Ooh, I can do quite a bit of... Oh, my goodness, I can take him out this turn. Let's go. That's the advantage of being fast enough to hit stuff. That was some nice damage. All right. Once again, another level up. I think I'm just going to take the last level up on Valkyrie here, or the level 3 level up. That does delay my level 4 level ups on both my Saboteur and Archon. And both of them, I believe, do get AoE abilities, which is really, really good. But I really like this another one-cost card. One-cost camping cards are actually just inherently valuable. Okay, let's take our camp. Let's see here, what do I got? I got a 1-cost for armor piercing. It's not that good, but it builds relationship, man. So now we have +5 shield regen and Archon gains +20 health. As you build up hearts, you get these bonuses. At the first bonus, will give you this extra passive ability. At the second tier, you'll gain a combo attack. At the third tier, you'll gain these traits here. These like new passives that we got will improve. And at the fourth one, you'll get a new character. So let's work more towards that. What do you got for me? They're pretty close to actually the next tier. I might... Yeah, I think I'm going to go for it now. I'd really like it. So that's +5 second stagger on all attacks and 5 shield regen, which is a nice bonus. I really just wanted this extra stagger on all attacks. Extra stagger's just such a good thing. There's a reason why I think that the Saboteur is one of the best classes in the game. He has a really good camping bonuses, really cheap cards to work with, really good skills in like any fight he's in. He's just so good. Attacks cause bleeding +25% crit damage. I'm going to go with this. This is a very good card. Okay. I think I'm going to switch out weapons on my squad real quick, and we'll go right into the next fight. So do I take out the Basilisk first? This guy is pretty tough. Yeah, I think I do that. I have a stun, so the worst attack a Basilisk can throw at us, we can at least negate that one time. So what we got? We got Laser Storm on my back row. Hitting for 90, ouch. Enraged versus AoE, I forgot about that. This guy is not messing around. I think I just let him enrage. Let me see what I can... Nope. Never quite as much damage as I need it to be, of course. So yeah, I think this is the only way... Okay, I think you block in the back row. Unfortunately. I really hate doing that, but... I think that's what I need to do here. Then I can slash and... Oh, we can negate one attack from our opponents here. We'll at least do that. It doesn't mean that his attack will be instant next turn, but that's okay. I'd rather get in much damage as I can impossible right now. I really need to get rid of something here. You know, It's like 3 versus 3. I want to play 3 versus 2. Okay, he's charging. So he's going to go for his big, stupid attack next turn, unfortunately. And I might just have to defend with you. Well, if he's going to go for his big, dumb attack, I'm just going to take a discharge here. I think that's probably one of the better things I can do. And then if I attack, I will take some health damage. But I can get rid of something. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of something. That's my plan. Oh, I didn't take any health damage. Oh, good me. That armor really coming in handy. Okay. I don't think we can break him, so I think our choice is just to stun him. Death Beam is a really annoying attack to deal with. Lots of damage, some armor damage on it. Oh, I didn't even know it had stagger on its crit bonus. Ugh, what a nasty move. So yeah, I think we get rid of this guy. Just stun the guy in the back row here. We'll have to hope he doesn't go for another charge. If he goes for another charge, we might have to take a Death Beam, which is not great. We're not in the worst position to do it. We do have shields on our back row, so if we defend with them, they'll at least get blown away. But they still will take health damage, which is that's how much damage that move does. So we'll see what he goes for. Laser eyes. Okay. I think 2 normals might have been better there. Oh no, he doesn't resist heavy, so yeah, this is fine. That won't change anything. It's a big shoot. Is he still enraged? He is enraged for 1 more turn. Well, let's just do this. Unfortunately, not really anything else I can do with the guy who can enrage him more. Ouch. He has irritated as well. Oh my goodness. Oh, I think that's just laser eyes. I mean, it is called laser, right? Okay, this is the only way I'm stopping this attack for this turn, I believe. There might be some other ways, but it won't work as well as I want to, that's for certain. Do I want to enrage him again? How much damage does this do? It does 90. Blocked, that's still a lot. Yeah, we'll play safe through this turn. I think I should have been a little more aggressive in using my Fury here. That way I could have used it to try to take out him quickly. Because this is definitely one of those fights where it's just, I'm defending a lot more than I definitely want to be. That is for certain. Yeah, even this defend here, still going to take a ton. He's just an enemy that, like, because he is enraged by AoE, there's, like, only so much I can do every turn. Oh, a retreat already. I don't know if we can kill him. So he'll enrage versus the AoE, which will lower his defense, provided we get through his shield. And then we'll also get irritated on him, provided we go through his shield. So this probably will kill. Maybe? Who knows? Just enough, thank goodness. I'll tell you right now, if that guy was on higher difficulties, he would have been in pain. He definitely would have been in pain. So we've dealt with one more guy, and we're going to go take out the last guy now. I could skip getting that guy and go for like the DNA or the health or the shields here. It really depends on like what you need in your situation. But things went pretty well, so this situation definitely just is going to be, you know, let's go have some more fun, I guess. This is a really good item. I keep getting good gloves and no good devices, which is very weird. I think I've only seen a couple swords so far, too, and they've been, like, irradiated or burning instead of just damage. Let's see, I could get Celestial Smash. That's tempting. It's very tempting. But I don't need it right away, so we're going to go see what's going on in here. So that's our first turret. Anytime you go into an area with a turret, you take some bonus damage, but at the end of the fight, you get some bonus money, so it's pretty well worthwhile trade in most cases. Okay, what do I want to deal with here? Yeah, okay. So our team is definitely getting the damage it needs to out. Thanks to effects like bleeding, bonus damage off of items. We're in a situation where we can really start mowing through enemies. This is usually what happens at the end of most planets. Does this kill? It does kill. Yay me. So, yeah, you know, we're just going for AoE and then lining up what we can from there. That's really all this team can do. It's just because of the one attacking option on Archon. It's just kind of in that funny spot where it's just like, yeah, we could do like all sorts of things, or we can just, you know, just press the button on Archon because that's all we really can do for this early game. Might get Sunder, actually. That might be really good for the boss. This is a really good AoE for later, and this is a pretty decent AoE. Yeah, for now, we're just going to take out the last commander, though. I think I'm probably will get Sunder, though, before the next fight. Definitely would make my life easier when I get to that fight. And there's a shield bot. Enraged versus being hit, right? I hate this attribute so much. I hate the hate's pain. I hate the thing that is the thing within the thing. Yeah, we're just gonna take out the shield bot right away. If this was on a higher difficulty, I think the shield bot would have to be the choice. Just because, like, once he is enraged, he's unbreakable at that point at higher difficulties. Alright, what do we got going on next turn here? I am taking some armor damage, though. I think I started at 15, now I'm down to 12. Oof, that sucks. And an Overwatch. That's rude. Okay, if I trade here, or I can discharge, I guess. Discharge won't do what I want it to, though. I could defend. No, I take more damage with that, so I'll just blitz. Take care of some of his health this turn. It's unfortunate I am taking quite a bit of health damage from this fight. I did not expect that. We'll bestow shields. And where do I cleave? Well, I'm getting shields back, so I may as well just cleave this strong blast guy, yeah. Okay, that is a kill shot. Good for me. Oh, does he also resist stagger? Jesus, this guy would be terrible. Okay, we can break him this turn at least. Okay, because he's enraged, I'm going to take the chop here. Normally I'd go for the slash, But with Cleave, I'll be able to do more damage. And even though he'll act quicker next round, he's enraged, so that Cleave is going to do extra damage. So hopefully be able to kill him faster. Just, I can just defend this turn too. I don't think I'll be fine. Wow, he ended up nowhere on this turn. Crazy. I'm always amazed just how strong plus stagger defense is on an enemy. It does get worse than that, though. I've seen enemies immune to stagger as well. Okay, that is a retreat, which means just pile on the damage and get this over with. Whenever you do see a retreat, you could leave the enemy to retreat, but getting the kill always means that you get the camping card involved with taking out an enemy. Yeah, this camping card here. And that's just free relationship building. Okay, so that's all the commanders for this world taken down. Not too bad. Let's see what we get for equipment at the end of the night here. Counterattack damage. Okay. And 2 blasters that I definitely do not want. Well, I guess we're taking the fast mover then. If I take the fast mover, I can have an instant attacking Archon, or I can have a faster Valkyrie, which I think I want the faster Valkyrie. Not the greatest set of equipment I've ever seen. In fact, I would downright call it bad. Plus 12% damage is the best I came out with. Plus like an irritated 3. Not pretty. Not pretty at all. I don't think there's any other credits to pick up, so yeah, let's see what level ups I want. Actually, I'll take the camp first. I don't have any level 4 gear that I need a level up for right now. That's usually how I go about it, is like, do I have gear yet? And tonight had the very fun answer of no. Okay, so I could either go for 3 hearts between my saboteur and Archon, which would be really good, but I think I want to get an extra 5 seconds of stagger on my Valkyrie first. So we'll go with that first and then see where we go from there. What do I have left for cards? Let's see, max shields, armor piercing. I've used most of my really good 1 effect cards first, right? Like the extra shield defense. Shield defense is a really, really good ability. I think it's actually very underrated. The other one was bleeding and extra crit damage, which I put on the Archon, just to build relationship. Just to get them to partners so I could have that combo attack for the next fight. I think I'll give Shield Steal to her. Yeah, I think I'll expedite their relationship 1. We won't get it quite yet, but we'll have it after the next camp, which is fine by me. One bonus that we are working with in our camps right now is the rookie bonus. Every character you can choose a bonus. You know, they can do like 10% damage or like get extra points as a rookie when in camping cards. And that's honestly a really good bonus. I think it's very underrated. I've used the rookie bonus quite a bit. Getting your relationship up quickly means a lot of things for a team. So let's take Sunder here. And then I don't think we can get any other level ups, can we? No, but Sunder will definitely help us in this fight, so I'm okay with that. All right, DMN 151 or something like that. What's he called? Oh, DMN-20, excuse me. See, I think I'll just take the instantaneous break, thank you. This is the advantage of having Saboteur on almost every team. With an extra 5 seconds of stagger, he can stagger anything that has a 15-second turn, which is what's going on right here. And 15-second turns are definitely the fastest you'll see. All right, Alright, this defend... Yeah, we'll take quite a bit of health damage here, but that's fine. I could attack as well, but first shot is 206 damage. That's like half my health. First shot's really nasty. We'll just immediately restore that too. Archon's not that useful until we can get his shields down since he has irradiated gloves. He can still do damage, but I'd rather have shields available for whatever next crap comes out. Napalm missiles. That's not a scary attack at all. It's very little damage. It mostly does burning. How far back do I want to push him? I really do wish my my Valkyrie had like a zero break skill, but unfortunately those don't really quite exist for her. You'd have to get one of her flurries, which are on different sets usually. Okay, we can easily take that napalm missile. Do I want to no, I want to attack. Do I want to play defense? No. I'm being silly. Who would want to play defense? I will defend on my... I will defend on my saboteur, though. My saboteur has very low shields, so... Gamma beam. Ooh, that's nasty. So I could battle cry to take the aggro off that. I think it's the first time I could do that. I think I will do that this turn. Does that change? I don't know if his target goes back next turn. But I have the extra fury to do it next turn if I need to. And I really would like the extra damage off of it, so let's do that. Unfortunately, I had to blitz anyways. Silly of me. I just need to break him, obviously. I can't let him do nonsense on his own. The Sunder there should be obvious. I just want to get rid of that armor. The closer I get into 0, the sooner, the better. I can bestow shields right before taking the hit. It's 124, so yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, that aggro does stay. Happy that's the way that works. At some point, he'll probably try to use Reboot to get his shields back. I don't know when that's coming, though. Oh, nope, that's another napalm. Do I restore shields? He does not have the debuff, so I definitely want to get that debuff back on. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to start defending. Unfortunate. You know what? I'm just gonna stun him this turn. Yeah. He's really close to using Reboot. That's when I want to get him in. See how many turns is irradiated? It lasts another 1 turn, so I'll be gone with it next turn, but yeah, we'll do it this way. Take out some more armor, get some shields back, go from there. Yeah, there's the reboot. I'll let you just block. I can't really do much else about this. And then do I give you her shields back? Or do I give you her shields? No, I'll give her shields back. Oh no, she's slower. I did this the wrong order. No. Oh well. That's fine. Another napalm missile. How fun. Do I bestow more shields? I think I do. But who do I give them to? Okay, I can block, take very little damage for it. My combo attack is not that close to killing. I definitely want to make sure I get that as close to kill as possible. I could block here or I can hit. I can't really get the debuff I want on him, so I'm just gonna block this, yeah. Oh, that's kind of a goofy turn, but it just kind of preserves my shields in the way I want. Another one, wow. I'm fine with him using napalm missiles a lot. It doesn't really bug me all that much. Let's see, that will not get through the shield. Who do I bestow shields on here? Put it on him or her? Our turn definitely does not need it. I'll be able to attack next turn just fine. Put it on her, so she can attack next turn too. Yep, can attack just fine. And unfortunately another awkward defense with my saboteur. I didn't get any shield pickups though. I definitely would have given a shield pickup to my saboteur, but if you don't get any, makes it hard to give it to him. What's that burning for? Shoot. Burst shot. All right, well, there's one way to deal with that. Let's see, I am either very close or in combo attack range. Yeah, all right, this fight's over. I didn't need the combo attack, actually. I may have gone a little bit too far. Or it could have just been that I didn't have irradiated on before. Okay, what do we get here? We can either get Enforcer or Aegis. Not the greatest options. Yeah, I have a hard time thinking about what I want for that from that. I got Blaster. Ooh, a sword. Dude, we can get a sword now. Isn't that nice? A real sword. I hope it's made of the sword variety. Goodness me. But yeah, this will... That is the end of the first planet, and as soon as we can find exactly what I'm going to go for my next planet setup, we'll call it the end of this one. Let's see, though. This would be really good, actually. Most of this... These are like the worst devices I've ever seen. These are really bad. Let's see, yeah, no, this is the only thing that's worthwhile here. I have a lot of money, actually. It's surprising. Usually I don't have that much. So, yeah, I mean, just because I have the money, I'm probably going to get this. All right, let's figure out, do we take Enforcer or do we take Aegis? Both of these are pretty good characters. One's a frontliner that takes a lot of damage. The other one is a back row character that has Marked, which is something our party does not have access to right now. Be a pretty good way to do more damage. I think I will take the Aegis, though. The nice thing about Aegis is that she has a good way to spend Fury. And on these early runs, I don't have that many good ways to do it, so I'll take Aegis. And with that, we have finished the first planet in our attempt. So I'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you all for joining me. I'll catch you then.